Hello everyone. So today we'll be discussing about AC paper of UPSC Mains 2018. Right. So let's discuss. So I don't know whether you're able to see it or not, but there were four essays in section A and four essays in section B. Right. And according to certain people and not certain people, most of the people felt that section B was tough because section B was all about ethical issues and it was all about ethical codes, right? So it becomes very difficult to write essays on those ethical codes. But again, most of the people who have written mains, they know that the dimensional analysis always work, right? And sometimes we have very high expectations of ourselves, right? So that in that scenario also we feel that we have not written up to the mark, even though we have written it correctly, right? So now I will tell you what essays I have written and how I have written it, right? So that you could get an idea. If you are in if you are in first timer, then you can get an idea how to approach an essay, right? Most of the people already know it, but still I will give my inputs. Right. In section A, I wrote on poverty anywhere is a threat to prosperity everywhere. Right. See, there is one very cheap code. That code is called PESTEL. PESTAL. PESTEL. PESTEL means political, economical, social, technological, anthropological, and legal. Right. So if you write essays in these dimensions, you always cover all the parts. Plus, it's very easy to memorize or remember things when you are going in this way, PESTEL analysis. Even if you don't write all these 6 dimensions, that is political, economical, social, technological, anthropological, or legal, you can write political, economical, social, as well as environmental. You can write these 4 aspects and you can write it easily. So I wrote on poverty anywhere is a threat to prosperity everywhere. And what I have done, how I have created dimension, I have said how poverty is a threat to social prosperity, how poverty is a threat to economic prosperity, how poverty anywhere is a threat to economic prosperity everywhere, how poverty anywhere is a threat to social prosperity, environmental prosperity, and then I dealt with it, right? See, I always start with my essay with an anecdote. Generally, it is advised you can start your essay with an anecdote or a quote. So I started with an anecdote. What was the anecdote for the poverty question? So I started with a guy called Ram. He is living in Bastar district of Chhattisgarh, right? And he has joined Naxalite movement. And why he has joined Naxalite movement? Poverty was a major reason for it, right? And again, I have reiterated, I have said that there are many people like Ram in our country who are a part of Naxalite movement, right? And what is the common thread which is joining them? The common thread which is joining them is poverty. And now this Naxal movement, it is affecting more than 10 states, which is called Red Corridor area, right? So this is a great proof that poverty anywhere is a threat to prosperity everywhere. We are seeing that poverty in a small district of Bastar, it is actually not small, it is a very big district, much bigger than Kerala. So, but the thing is, we are seeing that poverty in a small district or in a district of Bastar is affecting now more than 10 states. So that is a valid proof of poverty anywhere is a threat to prosperity everywhere, right? Then I talked about different things, social prosperity, how it is a threat to social prosperity. What poverty does? It creates division in society, right? So it is a threat to social prosperity. In that way, you can explain it. Environmental prosperity, because people are poor, so they went on for slash and burning agriculture, zooming, cultivation, and all those things, which is a degradation of environment, right? So poverty anywhere is a threat to environmental prosperity also. Right. Similarly, economic prosperity. If you are poor, you will be you will have you'll be suffering from disease, right? It is a vicious cycle. If you are poor, you don't want to work. If you don't want to work, the productivity of country will decline as a whole. So it will affect economic prosperity also. Similarly, you can talk about SDG 1, which talks about no poverty. So this way you can cover this essay because you have multiple dimensions and you can write on about these things, right? Now we will come to section B part, which was more tricky because again all the questions in section B part were very tricky. So I wrote on past is a permanent dimension of human consciousness and values. Now in this essay it was very difficult to create dimensions. How will you create dimensions? Because in question only they have given dimensions. So what I have done, how past is a permanent political dimension of human consciousness, how past is a permanent social dimension, how past is a permanent environmental dimension, right? So again I started with an anecdote here and then I talked about how past is a permanent political dimension of political dimension, right? So here I talked about republics which were there in 6th century BC, and till today we have a republic system, right? So which is a reflection that past is a permanent dimension of our consciousness and values. Social dimension, you can talk about Varna system which was there in the past and it is still guiding our human consciousness and values. In Manusmriti they have talked about yatra naryastu pujyante ramante tatra devata. That means wherever woman is worshipped, God resides there, right? So all these things we have imbibed from the past and they are guiding our human consciousness and values. So again, economic dimension, you can talk about Adam Smith wealth of nation, which led to the foundation of capitalism, which further led to the foundation of socialism, and all these things are still guiding our human consciousness and values. Environmental dimension, you can talk about like this. So again, but again, you will say that past, there are certain issues in past becoming a permanent dimension of human consciousness. We should also look at the present and future. And why there is a problem? Because from past only we got the issues of untouchability, we got the issues of unsustainable growth. How unsustainable growth? Because capitalism, they talk about restless exploitation of resources, right? They talk about free trade and all those things. So that has led to the development of a scenario of unsustainable growth. So always we should look at past as well as future if you want to maintain a sustainable growth. And here you can talk about SDGs again, sustainable development goals. If you remember different SDGs, it is very good. SDG 1, no poverty. SDG 2, no hunger. SDG 3 is about health. SDG 4 is about education. So you can always quote these things. It makes your answer look good. So again, this was about essay, and I will also be analyzing GS1 paper. So what I'm trying to tell you is, if you're writing essay and if you want to write essay in future, always try to cover different dimensions. Or the other way in which people write is past, present and future. But there also they try to cover different dimensions. You can do that also, past, present and future format of essay, or pestle analysis, or political, economic, social and environmental analysis of any essay. That will make your essay look complete, and you can easily get around 140 to 150. How much I get this time, it will depend upon, again, I cannot talk about it right now. I will share the mark sheet whenever I get it, right? So yeah, so this was about essay paper, and after that I will be analyzing GS1 paper. Thank you.